I do so swear.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. President Paul Biya has been sworn in for his 8th term as the president of Cameroon and is officially continuing to set his record. And at this point, I think it's fair to give him the Guinness World Record. Well, let's look into the highlights of the day, those who were in attendance, what the newly elected president had to say, and how people reacted to the inauguration. This is the A Report, and I'm your Senegal Doris. And before getting to the video, make sure to like and subscribe to the Next Generation Media channel so you don't get to miss out on our subsequent videos. Very many public figures were present for the inauguration together with the government body. We had personalities like Samuel Eto'o, who recently became the vice president of the FIFA Laws for Game Committee in October, Honorable Cabral, who was a candidate in the past elections and placed third, as well as Joshua Osi, another candidate, was in attendance. We had Rigobert Song, the retired player and former captain of the Indomitable Lions, and a host of other dignitaries were in attendance. Outside the National Assembly, the enthusiastic CPDM supporters were celebrating the victory of their candidate with songs, dance, and shouts of joy. While in the hall itself was a display of nostalgic celebration, one that is somewhat becoming a ritual at this point. Let's take a look at that. I remember singing this song while I was in nursery school after the morning assembly, and we will be marching back to class. Well, I guess at this point we can even call it the assembly song. Well, in all this, the question that was on everybody's mind was, where is Issa Chiroma? And what can we say about his whereabouts? I believe his supporters were looking to getting a word from him on that day, but it was quite silent from Issa Chiroma. Many were also wondering, will there be further retaliation protests by his supporters after the inauguration, as was the case before and after the declaration of electoral results? Well, that's the question I believe only Issa Chiroma can answer, but forces are still on the lookout to capture him for inciting post-electoral violence. And the president has made it clear that he seeks to bring everything back to order.
Le Cameroun n'a pas besoin d'une crise post-électorale dont les conséquences pourraient être dramatiques, comme cela s'est vu sous d'autres cieux. Mes chers compatriotes, il est de ma responsabilité de veiller à ce que l'ordre soit maintenu. Je puis vous l'assurer, l'ordre régnera.
So, in a nutshell, he thanked his supporters and asked for Cameroonians to come together and work with him for the future of Cameroon.
Je tiens à exprimer ma très profonde gratitude au peuple camerounais qui, une fois de plus, a décidé de m'honorer de sa confiance. Celle-ci m'a toujours été et me sera encore assurément d'un précieux soutien au cours de ce nouveau mandat.
He promised to give focus to protecting the youths and the women.
La situation des jeunes et des femmes sera au cœur de mon action tout au long de ce septennat. L'un des principaux objectifs que je me suis fixé à cet égard est de promouvoir une meilleure responsabilisation et une meilleure protection des jeunes et des femmes.
And that he's ordering the resumption of the master's, the doctorate and HND school programs.
J'ai également décidé de la relance des concours d'entrée dans les écoles normales supérieures.
He intends to intensify efforts to fight corruption and calls upon the elites of communities to speak to those who are still holding up their arms in the northwest and southwest regions.
J'invite à cet égard les chefs traditionnels, les élites et les forces vives des régions affectées à s'engager plus avant dans la sensibilisation des membres des groupes armés afin qu'ils saisissent la main tendue du gouvernement et déposent les armes. Ce dialogue communautaire pourrait être mené en collaboration avec les autorités administratives et favoriser le retour de ces jeunes en déshérence vers leurs communautés respectives après leur nécessaire passage au sein du programme DDR.
He also congratulated Elekam for their very fine work in the electoral process and says he's seeking to fight against corruption and bring order back to Cameroon.
Le scrutin lui-même, entièrement financé par le budget de l'État, a été organisé et s'est déroulé de manière satisfaisante de l'avis même des observateurs internationaux. Je voudrais à cet égard féliciter chaleureusement l'organe en charge des élections. Une fois encore, l'ECAM a pu relever ce formidable défi dans un contexte qui n'était pas toujours facile.
And lastly, he made a very interesting remark about his opponent, which I think we all know at this point is Issa Chiroma. Something I don't believe he has ever said with regards to any opponent before. He really is somebody that mostly speaks in metaphors and just slides over his compliments and critics, but he called his opponent a very irresponsible politician.
Cette paix a malheureusement été perturbée par des troubles survenus après le scrutin en raison de l'attitude de certains politiciens irresponsables.
On the other hand, we have Honorable Kabaye Gejibi, who had some words actually to say with regards to the retaliations of the protesters in support of Issa Chiroma, and this is what he had to say.
Les urnes ont tranché. La démocratie s'est exprimée. La démocratie, la vraie comme la nôtre, elle s'exprime dans les urnes et non dans la rue, encore moins dans les réseaux sociaux. J'allais dire les fléaux sociaux.
When the day came to a close, celebrations continued, and unfortunately, there are always people that don't really know how to party soft. They always go hard, and we find some women, mothers, I would assume, who got drunk in the streets. Something I like to say is very disgraceful, considering these are people that we are looking up to set example for the young men and women of the society. Despite all the celebrations that were taking place here in Yaoundé, there was definitely the side of Cameroon that were greatly disappointed with the turnout of events, with some protests still taking place with the burning down of government facilities, especially in the division of Mayo Ballio. Well, with everything we have heard, we can definitely see that probably has promised us another 7 years of greatness and hope. And I guess some Cameroonians are very, very excited. Others are very, very disappointed. But then again, we are still to hear from Issa Chiroma. You know, he has always come up later to maybe talk and address his supporters, and they are waiting to hear from him. So we don't know whether things might take another ugly turn in the future. But if they do, and if they don't, we are still going to bring you the news right here on the Next Generation Media channel, the E-Report. But want to know what you think about this particular issue coming right now, the inauguration. What were your feelings about it? Did you get to watch the entire inauguration? If you didn't, you should. And just let us know what you feel about the inauguration down in the comment section below. But before you go, make sure to like and subscribe to the Next Generation Media channel, as we do definitely appreciate your subscribes as it helps us do what we do here. Please do subscribe, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.